Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, June 26, 2015. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. The family and friends of Glenroy Delpeche of Petit Bordel are seeking answers regarding the shooting of their 25-year-old loved one. When SVG-TV visited the home of Delpeche earlier today, the grief was evident as family members tried to comfort each other. Reports are that on Tuesday the 23rd June around 8 a.m., Delpeche, who is also known as Cadrol or Maddie, told family members that he was going fishing with two other villagers, Charles Walker and Brian Batiste, who are also believed to be shot and to have been shot and killed. Details surrounding what transpired at sea are still sketchy at this time. However, SVG-TV News was told that the matter is under police investigation. Delpeche's mother, Marvlin, says she is deeply saddened by the way her son died. However, she is comforted that she at least has his body to lay to rest.
Well, my son was not a troublemaker. He was a nice person. Yesterday morning I wake up and I ask God, wherever my son is, Father Jesus, may you float him, Lord, that I can get his body to bury. And yesterday I went in Kingston and I bawled with all my might from up my lanes, come right down to the fish market yesterday morning. And a couple hours after, minutes after, my daughter got a phone call and said that they found him. We saw his body
at the bottom of
the sea. And I get to understand he have a gunshot in his face mashed up.
Sisters Shanelle Delpeche and Aunt Anne Delpeche both expressed their concern over how their relative was killed and called for a thorough investigation so that they can get closure.
No, nothing never too much because I'll give you. You understand me? So I don't know why my brother had to meet that demise. I don't know. And I want justice for my brother, truly. He will be missed. Trust me. And I can't sleep, you know. I can't sleep. Neither of us could sleep. No one can sleep. No? Because we never expected these type of things to happen. Understand me? We need some answers. We need some answers. We need to know what happened. You know? We need to know what transpired at the time. We need to know.
We really need some answers because it's very painful for us. It's a crucial situation and he didn't deserve such a death. So we really need some answers. Thank you.
Anything else you want to say about him?
He was a cool guy. He had a lot of, he was a boy loved to be around his peers. He loved, sometimes he have other friends that come around and anywhere he go, everybody seen him as a good boy. Down to yesterday when we went in town, an old lady come and she was so hurt about hearing that it's the same young guy that does be around him get shot down, and it's really painful. So we really need some answers.
President of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union, Oswald Robinson, is condemning the locking out of students who arrive late to school. In a recent interview with SVG-TV News, the Teachers Union president says that the prevention of students to enter educational facilities here is a practice done by some schools, but he warns this is illegal. Robinson says that pupils should never be disallowed from learning.
You have schools where children go into school late. And what is illegal, a lot of schools lock out the children when they reach school late. So as the president of the Teachers Union, this is not a good practice. When the parents send the children to school and you lock them out, you are creating an opportunity for them to go out there in the community and involve in other things. Some of them end up smoking weed and other illegal practices. You're locking them out. You're not supposed to lock them out. They should be able to come into the school compound, and if you think they're going to interfere with the lesson which is going on, you hold them for until the lesson finish, and then you facilitate them. Because if you lock them out and they go elsewhere, who is responsible? The parents send them to school.
The Teachers Union president says when students are locked out of school, this opens them to be exploited, particularly the female students, since he understands some students even have to pay a fee if they're late.
There are some schools that are charging the children when they come in late. How could you charge children money to come late? If a girl comes to school and she doesn't have the money to pay, what would she do? She's going somewhere else to do something to get the money because she wants to be in school. So we have to be proactive in what we do. It is upon us. We have to deal with it, and we need what they call a multidisciplinary approach, multi-sectoral. We need all the sectors on board. We need all hands on deck.
The Youth Affairs Division is calling on all youths across the nation to refrain from using violence as a means of coping with differences. In a statement issued today commenting on the recent spate of violence in the country by youths, the department appeals to persons to refrain from using social media as an outlet to promote negative behaviors and glamorizing negativities in the society. The department made reference to the recent incident in Lomans Leeward, which resulted in the death of a teenage student and the subsequent charge of murder against a 12-year-old. The statement by Youth Officer Phil Jeffers says it is time to stop the violence and negative portrayal of youth in SVG and embrace those positive things that build the nation. An activity designed to show appreciation for public servants attached to the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment was held here earlier today. While speaking to the small gathering, Permanent Secretary in the Health Ministry, DeShong, told the public servants that what they do is invaluable and urged them to continue to do their best for the continued development and modernization of the health sector and by extension St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Health is extremely important to the well-being and the development of this country. Personally, I would wish to thank every single member of staff in the national health sector for the work that you're doing. At this very moment, I have asked down at the public health building to have something similar. I have asked at the steward's office to have something similar. Of course, you'd appreciate that health is a huge sector, and we couldn't cater for 1,500 plus persons. But the thought is there for those who may not necessarily participate in this activity today. But what is important is that you understand and appreciate that your efforts are indeed valued by the Honorable Minister of Health, Wellness and the Environment, because you know he is the political head of this sector, and he leads all the discussions with respect to where we go.
While expressing much gratitude to his members of staff, Minister of Health Clayton Burgin thanked all public servants for their efforts in helping the government achieve its mission.
Because without you, we won't be moving anywhere. We won't be getting anywhere. We would be like a rocking chair. It moves but get you nowhere. So we are not like rocking chairs. We really get things going. And I always say that the personnel within the Ministry of Health, every sector, nurses, doctors, civil servants in the various departments here, you have been working quite tirelessly since I got here to this ministry. There are times I have to ask persons what is happening, how they be on the regular working hours. And they would say they get certain things that they have to get and they're not going home until they clear those things. And those are some of the things that I know that we used to do when I was a public servant in the Ministry of Education, and before that while I was a teacher.
The Health Minister also used the opportunity to express high praises to Permanent Secretary DeShong for his work and attitude towards fulfilling the mandate and objectives of the government.
You come to say that you're coming back or you're sending back PS. So which means that everybody still wants to have a whole of UPS, and they're asking when you're coming back. So I say, well, for one, I'm not the Prime Minister. So it's where we are sent, we go. But they really, love you and appreciate what you have done for them. And It shows that you make everyone feels important, and the job that they do, you appreciate it, because you are one of the few PSAs who have everyone involved, whether from the cleaner or in something or the other, whether it's on a committee or in some sort of other way that he or she can assist. And we really appreciate that, and I appreciate you for what you have done for me and the support that I have been given by you and those in your charge.
Coming up, 22 to face the judges in the National Calypso semi-finals this evening. More on this when we return with Carnival Beat. Don't go away. Welcome to Carnival Beat. 22 Calypsonians will face the judges this evening in the semi-finals of the National Calypso competition, scheduled to begin in an hour's time at Carnival City, Victoria Park. They are Shanelle Mackenzie, Jerome Parry Samuel, Shanelle Scorpion Williams, Noel Defo Costello, Cleopatra Hendrickson, Alpheus Observer Duncan, and Fitzroy brother Ebony Joseph from the Upstage Experience. The graduates' Calypso tent will be represented by Glenroy Sule Caesar, Glenroy Homie Delpeche, Kingsley Hero Roberts, Maxwell Tadjo Francis, St. Clair Mitch Lewis, and Aurelia Cahalia Beach. The Onto Calypso tent will be represented by Glenford Azara Chaz, Junior Marshy Marshall, Kenneth Vibrating Skates, Aline, Robert Patches Knight, and Elvis Abijah Abbey. The overseas-based Dynamite's Calypso tent will be represented by Joselle Naval String Bartholomew, Dennis Bowman, John the Truth Duggan, and Tyrone Fabulous T. Perry. The two reserves are Cecile Littlebit King and Alvin Zainai Denny. And Vincentians have been urged to adopt safe road practices this carnival season. The advice comes from Business Service Associate and Manager of JARIC St. Vincent Limited, Shanelle Malcom. As a reminder to Vincentians of what can happen by disregarding the rules of the road, as well as the lives and safety of others, JARIC St. Vincent Limited has gone as far as placing a wrecked car with a banner on the side that reads, "Don't wreck your carnival." Malcolm is encouraging Vincentians to make wise and informed decisions without the influence of alcohol, adding that safety measures should be in place always, not just for the carnival season.
We at JARIC St. Vincent, which is a new company to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we are road safety advocates, and we just wanted to display for all motorists and everyone who will be driving throughout the carnival season to be conscious of what they're doing while driving after fete, after session, and to drive responsible. We at JARIC, we offer a defensive driving program, and we really wanted people to be sensitized, the public, everyone that is around, the Vincentian public on a whole, to know about defensive driving, and especially during this carnival season. As you can see the wreck, we want everyone to have this picture in their head, in their mind, in the back of their mind, after session, after fete, that this can be you, this can happen to you, this can happen to one of your loved ones, your brother, your sister, your father, someone that is close to you. So we just want the message to go across to drive responsible during the carnival season and for the rest of the year.
SVG-TV News team spoke to some persons in Kingston today who expressed their concern with the increasing number of road casualties and urged drivers to take the necessary precautions this carnival to ensure that there is little to no accidents or casualties during the season.
I'm a driver. I'm driving for a couple of years right? And I get in one accident, and it's a government vehicle. I urge all drivers to be safe and try to be perfect on the road. As this morning itself, I coming in town right by the gas station, a guy just speed out. And if I didn't have the brakes, oh God, I'd have a shop right there.
Well, don't drink and drive, that's one. There is no need to be racing and speeding. That's why I find a lot of young men, especially, they have this racing between their friends. That's one of the most dangerous things. Take your time and drive.
Are you a driver?
Yes, I am.
Are you a safe driver?
Yes, I consider myself to be safe.
What is your advice to persons?
Don't drink and drive. If you're going to have a good time, at least find someone that's going to be the designated driver. Pay close attention to the surroundings when driving. Try and absorb the laws, the traffic laws and so on. And be very careful basically.
I think the drivers, some of the drivers must be more careful in driving because that's what happened. Driving under excess speed. That was excess speed.
It looks like somebody was driving very reckless and they overturned. No need to say another word because the story done felt, held and kept.
What is your advice to persons for Carnival?
Make sure drive good on the road. Put on the seatbelt and get one safe driver. One safe driver. No drinking, less drinking for the Carnival. Because it will cause the car to look just like this. If the car look just like this in the Carnival, I don't know what you will do because Metro Insurance can't buy a back one.
In an effort to keep crime at bay during the carnival season, the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force held an exhibition earlier today outside the Central Police Station in Kingstown, aimed at sensitizing the public about safety measures. According to Station Sergeant Sherol James, there is still a need for Vincentians to be informed on how to protect themselves, their homes and their families. She says persons can stop by the headquarters or the various police stations at any time for such information.
And so we want the public to come in to look at the counterfeit currency. We have trained personnel around to explain and to show you the features and what you can look for in the counterfeit currency. It's very important that you know your currency, you know your money, and in particular the vendors and those persons around would be selling for the carnival, that they don't become victims of this counterfeit currency, that they can know what to look for and they can examine this currency when they give their goods to persons. Bad practices and good practices. And on some of them, this is me right there, and also on that side, showing the ladies have to carry their purses and their handbags, so they should put the zipper head to the front and not to the back, lest somebody, some pickpocket, relieve them of their personal effect and unknowing to them. And so we have, guidelines.
SVG-TV News team spoke to the representatives of the various departments of the police force at the exhibition about their crime-fighting methods.
If somebody is caught for human trafficking and they're convicted in the court, they can be charged. If you believe that someone is being trafficked, it is for you to contact the anti-trafficking department or the closest police station, who will actually get in touch with us, and we will investigate that matter.
Crime is on the increase during this time, and we take this opportunity to sensitize the public to come out. This is one of the first of two. We have one today, the 26th of June, and we'll be having another one on the 3rd of July, which is next Friday. At this time of the year is one that crime is rising, and we urging public not to bring any guns. The public will be out of these numbers this carnival season to make sure that it's safe for visitors and the public. We're going to advise you, especially motorists, when you come to the carnival shows, there are parking lots available for persons going to shows. We urging persons to occupy or use the car park. If it is filled, we advise you that you park your vehicle in well-lit.
Before you go out from your homes, install simple devices like our fire alarms, and we know these are a little bit costly, but they're very, very important, and they helps us as persons in general to know when a fire is coming or know when there's a fire, and we will be able to prevent, save most of our homes.